So I went to BuzzFeed hoping I would find something there dumb enough to be worthy of a video. I clicked on an article called Chris Pratt Just Broke His Silence on Anna Faris for the First Time Since Their Separation. Now, Chris Pratt had nothing but nice things to say about his ex, so it wasn't a very interesting article. But let's look at the first comment with over 1,000 thumbs up.
A dude says a respectful, normal thing about his ex, and that's supposed to be something to fawn over? No cookies for behaving like an adult. That's what you're supposed to do anyway.
So, why is that stupid? Because it removes any sort of relationship context from how we're supposed to behave towards one another. The idea here is that you're always supposed to be respectful to your ex, but it fails to factor in that maybe your ex was a piece of shit who deserves to be shit-talked. Maybe she fucked the whole neighborhood while you were out working. Maybe she stole your cat. Maybe she was physically or mentally abusive. Doesn't matter to Kelsey Rubin King. In her world, women always deserve automatic respect, regardless of what kind of people they are or how they behaved towards you. Other than that, I couldn't find much on BuzzFeed to piss me off, so I went over to Everyday Feminism, which is, I think, an even bigger turd than BuzzFeed, because BuzzFeed at least knows it's a fucking joke. Everyday Feminism actually tries to take itself seriously. The top article over there, as of the making of this video, is Asian Americans. 10 warning signs that show you're siding with whiteness. Is this Asian lady's expression supposed to be her reacting to this headline? Because it's pretty close to my fucking reaction, only she's not bleeding from the eyeballs. If you're stupid or masochistic enough to click on the article, you'll be treated to stuff like, number 2, when we say the N-word. What? So if an Asian person says a word that could be considered racist towards black people, that's not Asians being racist. That's Asians giving into whiteness. The new definition of racism requires that you be white. And if you're racist but not white, then you're giving in to whiteness. Ironically, this entire line of thinking is the most disgusting form of racism possible by the actual definition of racism, you fucking morons! But why do I even bother pointing that out anymore? It's not like these amoeba-brained fucktards who write for this trifling rag of little significance give a flying fuck about intellectual or journalistic integrity. Number 3 on the same list is when we don't recognize the way that we, as Asian Americans, experience oppression. Okay, I hate to steal Bill Maher's shtick here, but new rule. If your oppression is so subtle that you can't even notice it until some hack journalist from Everyday Feminism tells you about it, then you're not oppressed. Guess what? The Jews in the death camps didn't need a journalist to tell them that they were experiencing oppression. It was patently and painfully obvious on a daily basis. After that, I went over to the Drudge Report, because sometimes they link to articles with comment sections, and it's a law of the universe that any article the Drudge Report links to is going to have a totally retarded comment section. I didn't really find any of that, but I did see an article about how the San Francisco 49ers couldn't even come close to filling their stadium for their Thursday night game against the LA Rams. I mean, just look at it. It looks like a fucking MLB game. This is amidst a huge and ongoing ratings decline for the NFL in general. And if you want my opinion, and why would you be here if you didn't, why football is fucking on the decline, it's because it's gotten fucking boring. First of all, the focus on safety is a real fucking drag. Even the lowest paid player makes a 6-figure salary. That's, I think, more than fair compensation for the neurological damage that they're risking. If they care about being safe, then they can go get a job at fucking Subway and accept a much lower wage. No one's forcing these guys to play football. They do it because of the money. But guess what? The money won't always be there if people aren't watching. And one of the reasons people aren't watching is because it's turned into a coddling sport for pussies. We might as well just join the rest of the world and start watching fucking soccer at this point. Another reason football sucks is there's way too many fucking penalties. Every fucking play, flag on the play, flag on the play, flag on the play. If you can't get through a fucking drive without 10 flags, then guess what? There's too many fucking rules. But probably the worst reason of all that no one wants to watch this shit anymore is because no one wants to be inundated with non-stop commercials. I can go to Netflix and there's no ads. Hulu, little to no ads. YouTube, little to no ads. Especially now. But if you want to watch football, it feels like 80% of what you see is a bunch of obnoxious, fucking unfunny, uninteresting, uninformative advertisements for products you don't give a flying fuck about. So if these idiots at the NFL want to save football, then they need to focus less on safety, less on stupid rules, and way less on obtrusive commercials that beat the poor audience into a fucking coma. I also came across this footage of a police officer shooting someone in Huntington Beach, California. Now, it's not particularly graphic, but it is kind of shocking. The guy apparently wrestled with a cop and stole an ammo clip, at which point he was gunned down. Now, only this 17-second clip exists, and I retweeted it on my Twitter for anyone who wants to see it. But my thinking is if the suspect had a gun to put that clip in, then shooting him would have been justified. But I don't see how a suspect who has bullets but no gun to put them in could possibly be a lethal threat to the officer. It seems to me that this is just an instance of the cop getting too emotional and firing on a suspect that he had no real reason to fire on. Of course, there's going to be an internal investigation where the cop will be put on paid leave, and eventually it'll be determined that he did nothing wrong, because police murdering civilians is never a big deal in this country. Before I go, wanted to talk about one more thing. The new Star Trek show, Star Trek Discovery, debuting September 24th. The Klingons, aside from looking fucking retarded, are apparently based on Trump supporters, according to an interview with the co-executive producer, which he gave to the Rolling Stone.
The Trump phenomenon was front and center in our minds, Harberts admits when talking about the post-Fuller production process. We felt like it would be interesting to really look at what's going on in the United States. He mentions that among the show's antagonists are the ultra-religious and violent Klingon faction whose rallying cry, "Remain Klingon," is intentionally reminiscent of "Make America Great Again."
So say goodbye to the Klingons who are all about battle and honor, who killed all of their gods and shouted, "Today is a good day to die." Now they're just ultra-xenophobic religious pussies who have traded in their batliths for Pepe memes and MAGA hats. I don't know. Star Trek's always been a liberal-minded show, that's true, but liberalism in America has never really been stupider than it is right now. Case in point, check out this article by The Independent. How Sequoia Martin Green became the first black lead of Star Trek. So wow, first of all, you don't even know how to spell fucking Star Trek, you inept glue-sniffing retards. I mean, what the fuck even is that? Second of all, let me introduce you to Benjamin Sisko, the captain of the Defiant, who is in charge of Deep Space Nine. The show Star Trek Deep Space Nine ran from January of 1993 to June of 1999. So to all you morons at The Independent, if you're looking to Star Trek Discovery for the first black lead character in Star Trek, then you're looking 24 years too fucking late, you idiots. That's pretty much everything that pissed me off today. If you see something online that makes your blood boil, send it to me on Facebook or Twitter. And if you want to support this channel, you can do so by becoming a patron on Patreon or subscribing to me on vid.me for as little as $1 a month. Please rate this video and leave a comment below. If your comment is interesting or insightful, I may just pin it to the top of the comments section. I'm TJ Kirk. Peace the fuck out.